Gundam.tk presents Double O Quanta. Hey, what's up again, everybody? This is Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, Gundam.tk, and I'm here with the wrap-up to my review of the high-grade Double O Quanta from the upcoming Double O movie. And why am I reviewing the high-grade? Because it's the only one we've got. Anyway, don't forget to check out the earlier parts, but now you can hear all the good and bad things, and of course, let me know what you think about them as well. So first to talk about some of the bad ones, and there's more than I thought about them when I sat down and thought about it. First of all, we got a bunch of clear parts on the A plate, and of course they gave us a whole nother plate of green parts. Could they not have combined that and given us all of the parts painted in green? Although I do realize that they are different kinds of plastic. For the weapons, the rifle mode and the Buster rifle, I have to say are pretty lame, and I'm probably something I'm never going to use. It's the kind of thing that Setsuna will probably use it once in the movie just to show it, and then it'll disappear. And especially with the Buster rifle, of course, it has huge weight issues, which just makes me less inclined to use it overall. Now, the GN Sword 5, which is not in his hand right now, that's the Buster sword, basically it's dull. Everything about Exia and Double O, it's always been it's had an awesome sword, and the GN Sword 5 is probably the least exciting out of all of the Double O lead Gundam kits. But then again, the Buster sword sort of makes up for it. But speaking of the Buster rifle, you can see it as it spins around here. We have this attachment here, the blue part as it plugs into the forearm. And it's great that they have that, and it really does add some extra stability. But then again, the attachment could have been better. It doesn't fit in there as snugly as it could have been. And another small complaint is that the bits up here, sometimes the green and the blue parts will separate, so you've got to be a little bit careful of them, especially when you're transforming the sword or moving them around on the shield. Another thing that I don't like, there's quite a list here, is the blue stickers on the head. They just don't fit quite right, and it would have been a lot nicer if they had just given us two small blue pieces that we could have plugged in. Of course, maybe I'm demanding a little bit too much since I've just built the real grade, but that's something that in a high grade kit, they could have I'd spend an extra 100 yen just not to have stickers on the forehead. The other thing is that the connection between the shield and the back, it's a cool gimmick. As you can see, it spins around here with the shield attaching in and connecting the GN drives. But the connection is so-so. When you do that, you lose some head mobility. You've got to get everything just lined up. It's a little bit finicky, and when you do, it doesn't attach into place. So you might as well just line it up a little bit close and it'll be good enough. And finally, clear parts. Well, I think if you paint them, they're a lot better than the seals that they give you because they really don't look that great. I mean, it's better to have clear parts on part of seals. It really adds something to the model in general. But it's something that if you take the time to paint, you're probably really going to appreciate it. So what about the good things? And there are lots of them. Well, first of all, the Double O Quanta's design. Some people don't like it, some people do like it. I happen to be one of the people that does. And I like the asymmetry. I like both the asymmetry when it doesn't have the shield on and when you do. And going back to Exia always struck me as being asymmetrical because of its weapons and shield, etc. And I think that this has just followed along in that tradition. And that's something that the Double O Gundam sort of lost, though, until it got the GN Sword 3 put on. But overall, I like the colors, I like the style, and I have to say that it looks like a mighty upgrade to me. Next, because this is pretty much just the same as the high-grade Double O Gundam in terms of mobility, that is absolutely sensational. So if you like the Double O Gundam, you will like the Double O Quanta. And of course, that means we have a lot of model possibilities in the future with that as well. Next, I'm glad that they gave us an action base, especially in the sparkly GN particle green, which is fantastic. And though I criticized Bandai earlier for not giving us all the parts in green, the fact that they did give us a D plate with all of those uncannily bright green parts is great, and it really adds to this model because the bits and the shield, which really should be the focus of this whole model, totally stand out. And speaking of the shield itself, it just has an incredible range of movement, which is very important. And when I put this thing together and I was doing the previous part of the review, I have to say that I didn't even mention weight issues because, well, they just didn't come up. It's just so well designed that everything so far, this may change over time, but everything just moves into place wherever you want it, and it can go to the back and attach on there. It can come forward, and of course it can sit off to the side, but not just sitting off to the side awkwardly. You can make a very cool pose and have it always angled slightly forward, basically just to make it suit whatever you're imagining. And then from the small bonuses like the extra manipulator that you're going to get and the light piping in the head, Basically, this thing just has so many spectacular gimmicks. You can even take the bits off the shield and put them into the hands as daggers type of thing. It looks really good. And the Buster Sword looks good. No weight issues at all so far with it. Of course, if you put it in a really bad spot, it's probably going to fall over. But actually, it's astonishing how well it stood up so far. And overall, I have to say that this 00 Quanta looks pretty invincible. Overall, I am almost adjectiveless about how pleased I am with this kit. So finally I'm left with these thoughts. Number one, I can't wait for the movie because for me, usually the reason why I like a model is based on how much I like the cartoon. So you take something like, Shining Gundam by itself, if you just looked at it as a Gundam, might be a little bit plain. But if you watch 25 episodes of G Gundam, you may come to really actually have a soft spot for it. So same thing here with the 00 Quanta, except for the fact that I like it based on the design, I like it based on the model, but I still haven't seen how awesome it is with Setsuna using it to its full potential in the movie. So once we see the movie, I'm sure I'm going to like this even more. And this is 1/44th, as you can see with all the kits going around it. I want a 1/100th, and I really don't want to wait too long for that. And what about the Master Grade? Not to mention that that may not be the only grade that we're going to be seeing. So everybody, Robert184, 2Rs, 2Bs, thanks for watching, of course. Let me know what you think with a like, a dislike, and a comment, of course. And subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks to everybody who has been kind enough to subscribe already. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Just so you know, I also have 3 lead mobile suits. Or 2. Or 2.5. High grades can be pretty good too, I guess.